beautiful choppers! How are you guys doing? Thank you for joining me for another official edition of You're in the Cut with Chop It Up. I said you're in the cut with Chop It Up. I said you're in the cut with Chop It Up. Hey y'all. If you're new past my channel, I'm Pumpkin. We just chop it up over here, honey. We just drop the tea and give you the juice over here. And today we're going to give you an update on Tim Norman, okay? And the case with him and his nephew and the accusations that are being made against and the charges that have come against Tim. Now, as we all know, Tim Norman has been implicated in the plot against his nephew, Andre Montgomery, who was 18 years old, originally from Texas. He moved to St. Louis to be with his grandmother and help her with her sweetie pie company. And basically, she wanted to get him out of the streets of Texas to help him get his high school diploma and lead his life on a better path, because that is her son that was murdered. That is his child, and she just wanted to basically look out for him. But James Timothy Norton, 41, of Jackson, Mississippi, his uncle, was arrested and charged last week with conspiracy to use interstate facilities in the commission of a murder-to-hire plot, resulting in the death of another. He was allegedly conspired with Terica, Elise, and others. Okay, and she's an exotic dancer. So when they said others, y'all, honey, I guess they have put it together, and now there has been another person arrested in the scheme to kill the grandson of Sweetie Pie's owner, Miss Robbie. Now, he's a producer in Nellyville. Okay. And he was indicted. His name is Wally Yagnam. Okay. He's a St. Louis record producer turned life insurance agency agent, and he sells life insurance. Okay. So it comes to find out that he's a life insurance by day, and I guess he's a murderer by night. Or a murder plotter by night. Alrighty. So he's been arrested in connection with the alleged murder for hire plot to kill Andre. So he has been charged with facilitating the scheme. Now, he's 42 years old, and he faces one charge of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud. As federal prosecutors say, he worked with Tim Norton, Montgomery's, Miss Robbie's son, Tim. Okay, I guess they fraudulently obtain a life insurance policy on Andre. Okay. Now, they're saying Wally worked as Norman's insurance agent. Now, that's how he becomes tied into all of this, okay? They said that Timothy Norton made false statements on the life insurance application, like I told y'all before, and that he didn't basically submit the information that he needed for Andre. They said it was lying about the teenager's income, because Andre was 18 at the time, his net worth, his medical history, his employment, and his family background. Now, Tim, as we know, he became the sole beneficiary of Andre's $450,000 life insurance policy. And then Andre is fatally shot in St. Louis 2 years after, you know, I guess, he wanted the money from the life insurance policy, and they was like, no. But y'all, now there's so much more coming out to this story. Now they're trying to say that that Tim has been behind. If anybody watches Welcome to Sweetie Pies, which I do, y'all would know that on several occasions while filming, Mrs. Robbie's house was robbed. Okay? So now that they're saying that Tim Norman, her son, had a lot to do with that. Okay? And that he was behind a lot of the things that were happening in the restaurant, money coming up missing. This is the reason why Miss Robbie had to sue him. She was suing him because he was just opening up restaurants all around town, writing checks without her knowledge and without, her knowing what the checks were being written for until he explained it. And she's like, I am the check writer around here, basically. So she had to sue him because he just kept doing everything like it was his business, like he started it, like he owned it. He didn't know that he's reaping the rewards of his mother being such a businesswoman. He wanted to basically take it over. They're saying that Tim owed back taxes, he owed back child support, he owed like $250,000 in back rent for one of his restaurants. They said it got even bad with him and Janae where he wouldn't even pay her child support. She had to have the cops do basically a sting operation to wait in her backyard for him to deliver little Timmy back to her so they can actually serve him because he was bouncing all around that she couldn't even serve him with the child support orders, honey child. And he went on Instagram screaming and yelling at her, talking about give me my change, that he bought her a house even though she has a child that needs a roof over his head, and he had the financial means to provide that for his child, and why wouldn't you? Now that down there saying that I did know that he did spend some time in jail. He went to jail when he was 17. I was asking you guys, what did he go into jail for? But I did find out that, you guys were telling me it was robbery. So I found out, exactly the circumstances surrounding that. And yes, it was an armed robbery. So he does basically have that in his blood. They're also stating that, that Tim allegedly was molesting Andre, and Andre was about to come out and say what was going on behind closed doors, and Tim was really, leery, of course, about him coming out with this information. Now, I'm finding out also that Tim has a 6-month-old baby by a lady that he was cheating on Jennifer with. Okay, Jennifer's coming out. Her and Tammy Roman are going back and forth because of the statements that Jennifer has made against Tim. Now, why didn't we believe Jennifer when she said he's crazy? They were going back and forth to court. I'm believing her now, honey. Okay, we were like, come on, what's going on with Jennifer? What I'm thinking that she just wanted to be on the show. She just wanted some publicity because Jennifer is a beautiful woman and she just wants to be on TV. I just think that that's her thing on reality shows. So I'm thinking maybe she brought these charges against Tim because she's a little loony bird. But now I'm starting to think otherwise. And Janae, I thought, possibly, I knew he was not treating her right, but all of these patterns with Tim is definitely going to show us that there's something not right about him, and that he spent 10 years in prison. That's a long time for a child to go into into prison, and for someone to be in prison, period. Especially a child going in there. So now they're trying to say that he took out $1 million life insurance on Miss Robbie, and she had no idea. And that is just coming out, y'all. Okay? So basically, when he moved and he tried to get Miss Robbie, come on, come on, come on, he was pressuring her to move. I think that this was a setup to get her to move there so he can potentially put her in harm's way as well, because $1 million, now we're not even talking about the $450,000 life insurance for Andre. He would have got way more than that for the death of his mother, because in the situation with Andre, it was $200,000, as well as the $200,000 accidental death rider that would pay out if Montgomery died, if something other than natural causes, and another $50,000 that would pay off if Montgomery died in the next 2 years from the time that the policy was taken out. And Miss Robbie's policy was to pay out immediately, honey. I was like, oh my goodness. And now I also heard that could have been a potential reason why he was trying to push her to come there, and he couldn't get to her. And this was around the same time that everything was going on with Andre and his killing. So now they're also saying that, did y'all know that Tim went to Andre's funeral with a bulletproof vest on, and he had security? What did he need that for? He tried to throw it off like people were after the family and people were trying to hurt him, allegedly, and hurt Miss Robbie. But meanwhile, it's him and his dirty, murderous, pigeon-toed, truck-waddle, big belly butt that did all of this to his family, and I don't blame Miss Robbie for suing him, because she knew something wasn't right. She sued him for theft and trademark infringements because he kept using the Sweetie Pie name, and she didn't want him to use that. If you want to open up some restaurants on your own, go ahead and call it Sweeties, or The Revenge of Sweeties, or Sweeties Part 2. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't use Sweetie Pies, because that belongs to your mom. But I do want to, and another thing, child, they said those 10 years that he was up in prison, y'all, allegedly, he had a prison wife, okay? He was taking it up the booty, okay? He liked the mud pies, okay? So I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is about the molestation of Andre by Tim. Okay, now I don't know about the accusations about Jennifer and Janae. I mean, all of this stuff is just starting to come together and make a whole lot of sense. Do you guys think that he was behind Miss Robbie's homes being robbed while he was on Sweetie Pies? Do you think he has the right to basically use the name Sweetie Pies in all the restaurants that he's opening? And they said that the restaurants, the one in Vegas or whatever, that one is pretty nasty. They said that he's selling 2 chicken thighs, y'all, platter for $22 of chicken, fried chicken, when we can get whole 2 packages, feed you for about 3 days for $22. They was like, and the food was nasty because he didn't have good cooks in there. But I don't know how true that is. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about the molestation, okay, the robberies. Do y'all think Tim was plotting on his mom to out her and get, to take her off of the earth? And what do y'all think about this new guy being arrested, Mr. Fake insurance policy man? This whole story, everything that's coming out is just horrible. And to find out that Tim has a little secret baby, y'all. Y'all ain't heard it from me because I ain't the one to gossip, but y'all heard it here first. Drop it in the comments. Let a sister know. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for late and breaking news. Okay, y'all. I thank you for joining me and for another official edition of You're in the Cut with Chop It Up. I said you're in the cut with Chop It Up. I said you're in the cut with Chop It Up. I see y'all around for something. Bye, baby.